So on today's episode of, well, this isn't a diesel Landcruiser, but that is, we try and figure out why this thing won't run. These things just seem to thrive on neglect. So on this windy and rainy day, we've got the mobile toolbox here. Sort of fresh old battery. See if we can't get this thing figured out and get her going. Hasn't been sinking into the ground for too long, but apparently upon dewinterification, this thing just, I think it started the crank, but then just lost everything. All electrical power gone. Now it looks like the jumper cables are trying to tell us something. And I know this thing also has a slow battery drain, so you always had to shut off the main to make sure it didn't kill the battery. But now it's got absolutely nothing. Oh, apparently it's well stocked with its own tool supplies. Huh. Thought we could have got a lot more than 8 passengers in here. Interior door panels are, well, they're mint. It's got some emotional support scrap sitting in the back here. Yeah, I'm sure that'll pass the safety ratings test. All crumple zones are supposed to be in the other vehicle. Full floater with the lightweight racing lug nut assortment. I think that just got deposited there by the windstorm. Wow. That windshield got lucky. That A-pillar took it too. Well, I guess if you follow the trail of breadcrumbs, eventually you find the tree that fell down. So just like the other diesel Landcruiser, this thing was also a former mine truck. And I mean, it's easy to see why these things were the vehicle of choice. I mean, I'm sure it lived its entire life overloaded and not maintained the best, but man, they just keep on ticking, keep on trucking. I mean, these are reminiscent of the old school Toyotas that, you know, they built their reputation on. Just tough. Interiors don't need to be fancy. You don't need to have all the latest gizmos. It just needs to keep getting you down the road. Electrical issues are frustrating on vehicles like this because, well, there's a minimum of electrical to begin with, and that's the last thing you should be worried about. Not sure what that box is. So I guess we'll start going through this thing, see if we can't get it back to life. Well, I don't think that's right, but it's working. Alright, so I guess first order is going to be well, we'll see if we got voltage on the battery, and then start trying to go through and see what's up down there. There's lots of non-functional electrical equipment. Yeah. Not sure what model diesel this is. Nothing's draining yet. Maybe we'll put the switch on and then connect that to see if there's any draw. Should probably put this thing in neutral. Oh, okay. So it's clicking down in there, and we've got spark here. So there is some power going into the system. I was trying to figure if it was a fusible link issue possibly. Red wire looks important. Not sure where that goes. Different red wire. Well, I guess we'll just see. Yeah, nothing. No voltage on there. Yeah, appears to be nothing. Okay, don't know what that button does, but you gotta press the red button. Well, when the voltmeter comes out, you know it's serious. Looking for a fuse panel. Kind of looks like it there, but it mainly just looks like some relays. So I was going to test the battery voltage, and well, apparently we're just in the middle of a solar flare or something, because we're just making voltage here. Definitely can't be that Harbor Freight gauge causing problems. Maybe the world's slowest reacting voltmeter. Battery test. Okay. So I've been tracing wires. There's suspicious red wires going to mystery switches, none of which are making an effect on the no crank situation. There's a concerning amount of electrical components in here. It's always a good sign when the red wire is grounded. Oh, okay, maybe not. So right now the headlights are on. Whoa, well that's different. Well, we were just going to show that the headlights didn't work when you plug this in, but maybe that's just the safety buzzer. Put a fresh battery in, no difference. So we've got the world's most overkill set of bypass wire to try and jump over those fusible links there. So I was down here on the ground and was looking, checking the connections on the starter, looking around. This cable right here, well, there was a couple of strands that looked like they had just been possibly vaporized. So we're going to try and firmly connect that there and see if we can't make some smoke. Oh. Yeah, smoked it. See if we can't grab the wrong metric size. Half's equal to 13. Yeah, so those bolts down there on the starter, they were not coming out. So we're gonna have to find an alternate route to ground this motor. So I mean, what the heck? A ground's ground. Why not take the scenic route? Got that low profile, up and around, a loop for increasing voltage, and then come at that from the back side, try and keep it out of the fan. Get a good clean connection. Oh, we got nothing. Well, got some fresh connections. Probably needs glow plugs, but didn't do that. Alright, well, the cables aren't on fire yet. I think there was a glow plug switch somewhere in here. I don't remember where or how. So we'll just try it again. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out the glow plug situation. Tried it with the key backwards. So, glow plug relay has green wire. And it's going somewhere up there. Well, that button might be it. So, well, let's see what happens. I guess maybe we gotta turn it to on. Oh, I heard a relay. Hold that just for a little bit. See what happens. Oh yeah. Oil pressure. Sweet. Don't worry about that battery cable. I'd probably recommend not removing it by hand right now. Well, I'm not really sure where the exhaust leaks the most, but not even very smoky. Not that there's any lack of noises in one of these diesel Landcruisers, but I kept hearing a clicking, thinking it was a relay or something going on. Turns out it's just the hour meter. that's fine. Just zip tie those up out of the way. Oh. I think the brakes do work. Oh yeah. Well, we're back here at the original diesel Landcruiser, and well, usually not a whole lot more than throwing batteries in this thing and firing it up. But well, at least we use that one to bring the batteries over. Well, as usual, one of the batteries is dead. So we got the fast idle stick engaged.